Exactly 5 years ago, I went to South America for the very first time, and in my last video, I took you to a winery in Pisco, sandboarding near Ica, and flying over the Nazca lines, and that was just the first 3 days. Now you're all caught up, let's carry on with this adventure. We were all then piled on to a night bus. Now, I am not a big fan of night buses. I just really am not. I don't mind them, but like the last time I went on a night bus, I had gastro and it was awful. But this night bus was pretty nice actually. It was very comfortable. The seats were super comfy and you could lean them all the way back. And I think I actually slept through the night. The only thing I find about night buses is because you don't get like a proper night's sleep in a night bus, you then get to the next place and you're like, oh, I want to go out and do stuff, but then you're also feeling tired and you kind of almost need to spend the day like relaxing to get over the night that you've had in the night bus. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Let me know if you actually can sleep properly on a night bus, because honestly, I've never been able to sleep like fully on a night bus. We got to Arequipa on the 6th of April. Let me tell you about this city. It is amazing. Arequipa is one of my favorite cities. It's actually where our tour guide was from. It's called the White City and it just has some of the nicest architecture, and it's one of those cities that you can just kind of walk around and explore for like 4 days straight and find something new to look at every single day. So in Arequipa, we actually had like free time is what they call it, but it just meant that we can do whatever we wanted. We decided to go to the Santa Catalina convent. So basically years and years and years and years and years ago, it was a convent, but when I say it is insanely big, like it literally felt like you were in a village in the city. Like it just felt like it was its own city. I'm pretty sure it took up like 10 blocks or something like that. So it's a really, really big place and you can literally just wander around it for the whole day. It is so beautiful. It's so interesting learning about how these nuns lived, what they did on their day-to-day. We only spend 1 day in Arequipa. It's actually one of the places that we went to, not just the convent, but Arequipa in general was one of the places that we went to that I actually really wish we'd had more time there. I wish I could have spent a couple more days like exploring the city and like the stuff around the city. Unfortunately, obviously on a time limit and with a tour group, and so you can't do that. So that is like one of the downsides of being in a tour group, is if you don't have that time limit, and you want to stay somewhere for longer, you actually just don't have the flexibility. So the next day after Arequipa, we started the long journey. It was all long journey, so no journey was like seemed that long. We went to the Colca Canyon, which is one of the more famous places, I think, in Peru. I know a few people who've actually trekked the Colca Canyon and they said it was incredible. We did a small trek, but we didn't do anything too crazy. So on the way to the Colca Canyon, we actually stopped off and we were able to take pictures of like llamas and alpacas. And this was very exciting because this was the first time we'd seen those animals since we'd arrived in Peru, and it's basically the animal that Peru is famous for. So this was really exciting. I obviously got a selfie with a llama. The first place that we went to in Colca Canyon was Cruz del Condor, and this is basically where condors reside. If you don't know what a condor is, they are large vultures, is like the best way to describe them, but they are insanely large. And when I say insanely large, they don't look really big from like the pictures and videos that I've taken, but they have a wingspan of 10 feet for a bird, that's insane. So we got to watch them fly, which is a magical experience. And the other thing that we got to do in Colca Canyon was hike down to Tape, which is a village that's in Colca Canyon. It was a good like practice before I started the actual hike that I did. But by this point, remember, we are going up and up and up in altitude, but you're pretty high up in the Colca Canyon. They don't use altitude sickness pills. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. They use coca leaves. Now, if you don't know what coca leaf is, let me tell you. It is the natural ingredient that is in coca. Take that in for a second. These guys literally chew on leaves that make coca. These leaves really, really do help with altitude sickness. It really helps you like get used to the altitude a lot quicker. You chew it and then you spit it out, and the juices help with altitude sickness. The other way to do it, you can make tea out of it. So that's actually an easier way to digest it, to be honest. You can buy like bags of this stuff, and then you just throw them into hot water and there's your coca tea. And honestly, it really, really helps. So the last thing that we did in Colca Canyon, we had an evening where some performers actually performed traditional dances. And eat traditional Peruvian food, drink Colca sours, which is very, very similar to pisco sours, but they just make it with a different alcohol. Honestly, so good. It was just so much fun. We had such a good time. I'm so glad I'm getting to tell you guys about this trip. I really, really recommend going to Peru, even if you don't go to see like Machu Picchu or the Rainbow Mountains. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. The next part will be coming out very, very soon. I'm going to be talking about Cusco, the trek that we did, and Machu Picchu in the next video. The third video will be about my homestay and everything that you need to know about doing a homestay in Peru. And then my fourth video will be about walking across the border from Peru to Bolivia, spending the day in La Paz, doing Death Road, surviving Death Road, and my absolute nightmare of a journey back home. And the last video of this series will be a review on the whole trip and whether I would recommend you guys going on this trip or not. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, please feel free to comment down below with any questions and I will respond, or hit me up on Instagram, give me a DM, give me a follow. I would love to hear from you guys on there. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Have a great week. Travel safe and stay happy. Love from Kesvi. Arequipa. Oh my god. Let me. Oh. Yeah, we spent one full day in Arequipa. So the next day we went. So the next day, so the day after.